It's un-American of you to say that.
This is really good. This is as great as they say.
Big Elvis the Chef, I am here. We're live. And when you're live, things are still going on, even when you're trying to... How you doing, Ulrich?
How's it going, Elvis? Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you, too. We did say Happy New Year to each other when we first saw each other.
Yes.
About an hour ago.
Yes.
But, you know, Happy New Year to you out there.
Happy New Year to you all.
In the world out there. We're waiting for one person. This one person is coming. I'm cracking a Kevin Samuels special. You ready for this? Dun, 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 dun. A Red Bull.
I didn't know that was a Kevin Samuels thing.
Oh man, that was like some of the speculation on his death was because of he drunk him so much and the rhythm of his heart and
Really?
da 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 ba 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 ba. This one is really for the middle because I don't like to see you in the shadow, Ulrich. So
Okay.
I got this one to see. I wanted to see if it'll keep that shadow off of you. We still got to turn this lamp on. So, how's your week been? Can I say what you were just saying?
Yeah, go ahead.
You were saying how you were hibernating in the house.
I have.
He's an educator. So anyators are the kind of people that like might need a break from the kids and not, go to Kabul. Why aren't you in Kabul for the weekend?
I really this might start us to a whole nother tangent, but I really don't like traveling that much. I'm not a traveling guy. When I think of traveling, I think of all the stress that goes along with having to pick a hotel room, having to find sites to explore, having to find restaurants to eat at. It just becomes a job in and of itself.
Right.
I could be wrong though,
Right. Do you know about the new Cabo and there's one with a T, Tanasi, and then everyone is like, all these...
Are you referring to cities in Mexico?
Yeah, there's some cities in Mexico. And even not just Mexico, people I noticed are doing the weekend trips. They're leaving the cities that they're from and taking these exotic trips, but they're back at work on Monday.
I mean, what are you trying to tell me, Elvis?
What do you think about that wave? What do you think about so many people are doing that? Are you in your world? Yeah. Is anybody doing that?
No, not lately. I feel like a lot of I've lost touch with a lot of my cool friends. A lot of my active friends, my friends who kind of keep themselves entertained and busy. I've kind of been almost in a little box.
You've been in a box?
Yeah, just a little bit.
And is this possibly the recovery of the breakup? Of the engagement not going in? Is it possible that these are the effects of one might say broken heart being mended somehow?
Some of this behavior kind of was manifesting itself during the end of my relationship, but I guess then you can say that was because of the end of my relationship. With some of them being kind of more isolated, being kind of more introverted, being kind of more to myself. That's been going on for maybe a year and a half or so. So I don't know. My breakup's only been maybe a few months ago.
If you don't mind.
Yeah.
Nice shirt, dude. I see like a golden man striking some sort of
And the people will never know. There we go.
That's like a golden man on a horse. Polo, it looks like.
It's extremely bright.
He's rocking the black man's holiday. It's like a snow shirt. It's like snowflake, like
no, that's a great
shirt.
Sweater.
Yeah, that's sweater, right? It's nice. So look, I think we're looking good. I don't think we need this though. There's too much glare coming out of my glasses. We were talking about Ulrich. He kind of feels like, he's been like not going out as much and a bit of
I didn't start this conversation. Elvis decided to start this conversation.
Well, I just heard a little bit. You heard a little bit. Right? Yeah.
We talked about that earlier. And that came to my mind. He's like, well, I kind of just stayed in and stuff like that. It flashed in the back of my mind and I left it alone. And I was like, all right. But he said it was out the night before. So,
I was out the night before. That's true.
It's amazing.
So yeah, I want to be part of the rush, but not the super rush.
I must say that I think this sweater of yours would look better without that white t-shirt.
Yeah?
Yeah. You got to show off some of that blackness. Let that blackness shine through, It'll be black on black. And the white is the accent,
When I actually thought this sweater I had in mind is because I thought I was wearing the scrubs too much. So I took it off and I put this on.
And I like the scrubs. I had your name all printed out on the scrubs, looking all professional. And now we kind of got a great shirt, but the t-shirt is bothering me.
I think it looks fine. I don't have an issue.
Well, Ulrich, we don't,
I'm not the fashion. I'm not the one.
Well,
to give
I
fashion
love the
advice over
sweater today. I mean, the sweater looks like a natural fiber is going on there.
there. Okay. Anyway.
May I? Oh, yeah. It looks like there's some wool in there.
I have no interest in this being a fashion show.
It's not a fashion show. It's about. You want to excuse yourself real quick while you let the black show?
No. Do what you're fine. You're fine.
Man, they're very, very they don't want to be told nothing. They look at me. I'm a guy. You should say, you know what? I'm gonna take Big Elvis the chef advice. He's the only 340-pound man that can pull off what he pulls off. And then I used to have a company years ago called Color Courage. And that Color Courage was about, it was a lifestyle company where we would do interior designing. And not only interior designing, we would also help you choose your outfit. This was before the boxed wave came where these cool companies, what you do is you sign up and they send you clothes. And whatever you don't like, you just send back. And every couple of weeks, you get a new box in the mail. And that was my idea too, It's like, don't even think about it. Most people, they don't, Ulrich would be the perfect candidate for this. We'll get Ulrich, put him on that box day. He'll be the flyest guy wherever he goes.
They have those where they just send you random clothes, you have certain jeans, certain shirt, certain sweater.
Right, exactly. And then they'll tell you what to do. They would tell the doc not to put the white t-shirt on underneath that. Things like that.
No, but sometimes when they give outfits, when you see things on Macy's websites, at the websites where they should give you images of how the fashion's gonna look, they usually show you things that probably wouldn't look right with the outfit.
Exactly.
So you gotta kind of take stuff off.
Yeah, and that was the whole base of my company. Exactly what we're speaking on.
Yeah, but they would have. But sometimes they give you the wrong thing.
That's where you return it back because it's not. You see, the thing is, it's about consulting. You want to be able to consult with a person and say, listen, and trust me, people, Pat. I dressed Pat for all those years. I dressed my wife for all these years. She is not allowed to pick out any clothes for herself. Because it's crazy if we let her do it on her. No, it's true. It's crazy if we let her do it on her own because it's about how you see yourself. That's how you dress. It's according to how you see yourself. If you see yourself as a rock star, you're gonna dress accordingly, even if you never picked up a guitar. That's a rhyme. Right, that's a little Wayne rhyme right there.
All right. So what happens if you're pissed at her?
I don't.
So would that influence how you?
I'm you kidding me? I met her when she was 19 years old. And one of the trips, our first trips we took a trip down. We drove to the Florida Keys because I told her, I said, hey, when I met her, she'd never been to a beach. So I took her to the beach here in New York, put her feet in the water and all that kind of stuff. And I says, you know what? Let's go put your feet in another water. So I drove her out to the Florida Keys. And then I said, let's do another one. So I took her to the Gulf of Mexico, and then I took her up there by Maine, put our feet in all the waters all around, and then California. She's put her feet all the way from the Great Lakes, all around this whole country because I wanted her to just, experience that. So we've been to, Muscle Beach and, walked over those, everybody there is homeless and it's like crazy and you don't really want to, it's not really a beach feel when you go to these beaches in California. But, we've had a good time at the beaches and stuff like that. So I would, I took her when I first started saying this because I took her down to the Florida Keys at like 21 years old and spent like $80 on bras for her. She like got 3 bras. They were like $80 each, which was insane. But it's like one of those specialty spots where you get a consultant and they size you up and they give you the proper fit and all that kind of stuff. So it wasn't like, so, I think
She
these
was into all
experience.
that extra stuff.
Well, she was into being loved, and I loved on her like that. I still do. And I make it a point to. I even told her recently that when this big storm came, I said, "Let's go to Florida. I go get you some underwear. Come on, let's go." And we didn't go, but I mean, it was just like a fantasy I threw out there. Like we can jump in the whip and go. All right, I don't want you slouching now that I talked about your white shirt. Come on.
No, my nice shirt. I like it actually.
All right. You see, it's called rebellion. It's the rebellion. It's like, I'm doing it how I want to do. Watch me. And then some would argue like, yo, how you let this guy tell you what to wear? It's like there's that element in it. But I've always been like that. This is why my friendships are always so separate. It's not like a group of us agreeing with the same thing. It'd be hard to have a group of guys that we can grow up together and be friends. Not with me, and I ain't messing with that guy. He keeps telling me my shoes ain't right or something. Not that I tell people their shoes ain't right. I'm not there. I don't do that. But we're starting off the show, just a little banter. It's been a week. We haven't seen each other, and we're just talking about it. Ulrich came prepared. Boom.
I was ready.
Yeah, this is the Platinum Bud Light. Look at that. So we got the Platinum Bud Light here. Drinking my Red Bull. You have any libations for yourself?
No, not yet. But maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, I got a haircut. I put apart the actual, I had them zip in the part.
I like it. I think it looks good.
There's no hat today. I was like, let me show off the hair. I got such a great full head of hair.
See, I would never tell you. I don't think the doc would ever tell you the right haircut to get.
No, but he would tell me, nah, I don't know if that looks good on you. I'm sure he would, because there's been many times where I've asked the doc, how does this work? And he was like, I remember a couple of times you hit me with it's you, you know what you're doing. I've gotten that a lot because, most of the things that I do is pretty well thought out. I don't just grab and put on. I'm not, that's just, But we're here to talk about this concept of protecting men. You know how there's this whole push to protect women. And this situation reminded me of when I was in the pizzeria business. I used to own a pizzeria, by the way, if anyone. I did that for about 5 years. And in this pizzeria, I had a ton of workers, and a lot of these workers were very, very beta men. And some of them, and I remember one in particular, he was really strong and like very, very like muscular, really buff and really strong. And he had a girlfriend that one day he decided not to come home because he was sleeping around with some woman or young woman that he met at the pizzeria. So he meets this woman at the pizzeria and decides to spend the night out. He then tells the girlfriend that I was arrested. So he tells the girlfriend, he's like, yeah, I was arrested, I was in jail, and she, but he calls her from the job. He claims that he got arrested, spent the night in jail, and came straight to work because he didn't want to be late for work. He's already prepped me and told me that it's a total lie, that he was with this particular woman. And I was like, all right, no big deal. If your girlfriend comes by, then I would, I'll let her know, like, yeah, he got arrested. I didn't have a problem with the story. I know the guy, he's working for me. I need my pizza to get out of here. I don't need the drama. But the drama showed up. So she shows up during my lunch shift, and she starts to swing on him. And that was, I think, the day I totally lost respect for this young man, because what happened was, you know how if you were like just reach your arm out to swing at me, and I would like block it, right? Now reach your arm to swing at me. He was doing that. He was like, stop, stop. And I never seen a man do that before. He was like he was so statuesque and like, yeah, he looked like a Greek god, this guy. You know, muscular, tall, over 6 feet tall, and a dark-skinned man. And every time she swung at him, he was like, oh. And I was like, what are you guys doing? Then she pulls out a razor blade and is trying to cut him. I'm like, yo, I got a business to run here, man. And your girl is trying to, she's like trying to cut him. And he's like screaming. And then she started punching him in the face. When he was able to get the razor blade out of her hand or something, I don't know. I think she swung and hit the counter and the razor blade popped out of her hand. So now she's punching him in the face. And she really was beating him down. Like, it was like you could hear the skin and bones, like that hollow sound. I mean, she was uppercutting him, punching him, like mind you, here's the craziest part of the story. She's a prostitute. This is a woman.
They thought that she was getting beat down, that she's a prostitute.
No, she didn't get beat down. She was beating him down. Did you understand that part of the story? That she was beating him down.
Got you.
But also, her issue was that he was out with another woman. Mind you, she was a prostitute. I hated the bar business. Let me preface all this to say that. The bar business was full of the last, especially if you open up a business in like the Bronx, what you're doing is you're getting people that could never make it in Manhattan. Now they have to work in the Bronx. So, let me digress more now. I'm getting flashbacks of this experience. It was an ordeal to work this business and deal with all these different characters, and it was full of tons of men. And then I noticed that after the thing happened, he even bragged about how she beat him up to other workers.
What do you mean by she bragged? She bragged about it.
He bragged like, yo, man, she came in here crazy, man. Yo, you saw her when she pulled the razor out? He thought that was like
good. He got a distorted sense of what love is supposed to be. How you grow up has a big impact on what you think.
Right.
You know, he was proud about that.
He was proud.
Like, she cared that much. She loved me. She was really trying to hurt me, wasn't she? Yeah, you know. She really wanted to kill me.
That's a good impression of that situation. You did great right there. Have you ever seen anything like that, Ulrich, before?
Like a kind of love where somebody would physically attack you?
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I've been in a situation.
Well, I didn't say the word love. You did.
Well,
wait. Yeah, we talked about this before. Where your fiance, she got physical with you a few times.
Yes. She had the audacity to slap me in a bar full of people. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait a second. So what happened?
Well, I recall I was, I think it was some kind of this was in Albany, because this actually happened on a couple of occasions. I think the one time, I think the one
more
time,
than once this has happened.
Yeah, because she knows we're in public. Anyway.
Wait. You're saying that because you were in public, she felt it was.
This almost sounds like
it was like a green light.
That's like kids. We do some extra because
it was like being in public made her this sense of confidence that she had.
Listen, I can't say that because she has lost her mind and slapped me in private also. So I can't even really be honest and say that. She just doesn't.
We need to protect men, y'all.
She has no. There's consequences, but I don't want to talk and articulate that. What I'm saying is.
Well, we did talk about this before.
Yeah.
You talked about the consequences. There was some pushing. There was like, don't put your hands on me, and you kind of like walked away.
it was more. Let's not talk about it. Let's move fast. Just know that there's always a consequence that goes along with somebody, lover or not, putting their hands on me. But nonetheless, for some reason, in my situation, that wasn't a deterrence. That didn't stop them at all from behaving angrily and belligerently, especially when there was alcohol involved. You see, with me, with alcohol, I'm a happy drunk. When I drink, I'm happy. I'm jovial. I want to give people high fives and hugs. Actually, this kind of was a common thing with a lot of exes I dated. When alcohol was involved and they got past a certain level, they would get very, very angry, or they were very easily triggered. Maybe that was a better way to put it. Yeah. But anyway, I forgot why we got this situation. You're talking about protecting men, and you were speaking about my situation.
What caused it to occur?
Yeah, what caused it to occur? It was something as simple as because I might be conflating these stories or situations because I'm trying to get it appropriate. So I believe there was some kind of event. I don't know if it was a St. Patty's Day or some kind of fest that was particular to Albany, but it was some fest you had to wear particular glasses. There were fun things that were associated with the event. There were headwear that was associated with the event. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So at one point, this girl put her headwear onto me, and then she wanted to take a picture because she thought it was cute.
A random girl, while you with your girl.
Yeah, but she
puts
didn't know. But
a
she
head
didn't know.
guard.
But it wasn't so much that I was with my girl that I was like had my arm around her. There was nothing telling to say that was my girl. So this girl's innocent. This girl came. This girl did nothing wrong. This girl coming in.
It sounds like a white girl.
Oh, definitely.
Okay. White girl sees black bullheaded man and wants to put her head guard on top of your head. Your black girlfriend, Boule, as she was, at 8, as she was an 8. Even though he says that she was what?
And listen, first of all, I don't like that. I don't have no fun in talking about her. I don't have any instinct to want to speak about my girlfriend.
I know I'm forcing this out of you.
It's building up, and I'm responding. I'm not also being forced. Not being forced.
No.
I'm doing it with my free volition, but I'm going on because it pertains to the topic in question.
Right.
It's a complicated.
So your black boule 8 girlfriend decided to flip out about the girl putting her head guard on your head.
Yeah.
And when did the slap happen? Where were you?
It was within the same place. It was when like maybe a foot of.
Was the white girl still around?
No, she wasn't around.
Okay. She had taken the head guard off and departed.
No, I think I still had the thing on.
Oh.
I think.
Did she slap you or she was trying to slap it off?
No. She slapped. She slapped me, definitely.
Did the thing come off?
No, it didn't come off my head. That would have been maybe a little angry too. There you go. But the slapping was a good.
So it wasn't a slap like this, or was it a roundhouse?
No, it definitely wasn't a roundhouse. But
okay.
It wasn't. It wasn't a showstopper of a slap. It wasn't something that's it wasn't a record scratcher of a slap. But it was a slap enough where if 2 or 3 people were looking that direction, they'd be like, and that'll be over.
Yeah. It might have made World Star.
But no, the good thing about it, what became of that was I wasn't that, listen, I don't know how to put this, but I really am not a big fan of going out with my girl to fun, happy events. Like things like that. Like events like anyways.
Yeah.
Anyways,
you were out with your girl every weekend, man. You were
I was out. No, I was out on dates. I'm talking about when I was. I'm talking about
like partying. You mean?
Yeah, parties, things like that, like
parties.
big events, like things like aligned with whatever fest that might have been.
Right.
Like events like that are a lot funner when you're just with friends and with your your
Right.
boys and stuff like that, right? So what became of that actually is she stormed away and she left the bar. So the rest of the night I just hanged out and that
So you never ran after her and get dramatic in the streets.
come on.
Where you going? Come here right now. None of that.
Well, now I don't have to. Now you don't. I don't have to tell you why I came home at 5 in the morning. So
Freedom is what you
Yeah.
was ringing
yeah.
again.
So that's not positive, and I don't want to. That's not positive behavior. That was kind of toxic behavior, and that's not how you behave in a healthy relationship. That wasn't a healthy way of behaving.
So
I'm
which
laughing
part?
at this now because it was a past, huh?
Which part?
Which part wasn't healthy?
Right.
The path that I'm using, I'm doing something that I want to do, in which hang out solo with my friends
Right.
and stay out late and party and not have to worry about babysitting my girlfriend. It's not healthy that's not healthy, and not expressing that in a clear way before I have her come out with me in the first place. And it's also not healthy in using a fight or using her bad behavior an excuse for me to perpetuate any more bad behavior. I know it's not a healthy thing. I did it, but I know it's not. I wouldn't.
You were still an active participant.
Yeah, I did it.
But in
it's
hindsight,
I wouldn't say I'm not celebrating. It's not like good. It's not good that I did. Like, haha, do that. Show your bitches what's up. That's dumb.
Right.
Nothing I do
Right,
is up.
right.
But
I'm with you.
It was done.
I get it. I get it. I think it's interesting how you were still technically battered. Technically you were battered. Like a man can't just slap a woman in the face in a public place, especially.
Oh no.
And
Definitely.
because he was jealous over someone wanting to have them participate in some sort of like Mardi Gras, which is it's going to be beads are going to get passed around,
Yeah.
breasts are going to be flying
That's the
out,
way to describe it.
and for your black boule 8 girlfriend to be so upset that she hauls off and slaps you. Did she see her father get slapped by her mother?
Oh, probably. I don't know specifically of a slap or a slap that happened in front of Alicia, but the way the
You mean Keisha? We'll call her Keisha.
Sorry, excuse me.
Keisha.
But the stories of which the relationship between her mother and father spoke about, and the way her mother berates him, and the way her mother puts her down in public.
So
There's
the mother
absolutely-
berates the father.
Oh, the berates and belittles him, and tried to turn her against the father, in so much as talking about things between them and their relationship, and things he's not doing in their relationship that has nothing to do about the father. So I would not be shocked, and her mother is also the kind of person that would want to present a certain image of themselves. So that's the reason I believe I believe something, maybe she's rougher if she's that mean in public, and it's so like clearly that she's probably worse behind closed doors. That's what I say.
So your girlfriend possibly was
You might have
just
escaped.
taught. She
You
was
might have
taught
escaped.
this behavior. Yo, dude, you might have escaped something serious that you know how what's the term? You're a shell of the man you once was. Like that's a real term.
No. She had other issues that could garner anger, other childhood stuff that could garner her anger besides her parents. But also, I would say this: she did speak of the relationship beforehand, before me, was very full of fighting and
Whoa!
yelling.
You're telling me that your girlfriend talked about her exes and how they were violent to each other?
Yeah.
Whoa! Red flags.
So she done told you.
Red flags.
No, but she didn't. No, she didn't really. She didn't emphasize any violence. She said she articulated that she'd slapped him, and well, that's I get that's violence.
So this is
foreshadowing it.
This is something that you see. This is what's great. What we're talking about here, this unforced conversation that we're having. That's part of the subject of the title. It's really great that you talked about this and you're upfront and you're revealing a lot. And a lot of it has to do with we are told what we're getting into early on. And we don't think that it's going to really happen to us. We're going to circumvent all these things by being better than the last person. You know? Like how do you even feel, Doc, about a woman even talking about an ex? How does that work for you? Do you want to hear about the ex? Do you want to know?
You know, initially, yeah. I think what I've done for a long period of time is allow the person to really be comfortable with who they are and stuff like that. And then you get to figure out what kind of person that is. You know, do I really care to know? No, I don't really care to know, but I want to know what that person's history is and what you know.
Yeah.
So,
like, was that up to something when it got violent?
And it tells you everything. Yeah, so it kind of like tells you. Yeah.
Did she ever tell you what it was that made her slap the ex?
Well, that's what I was talking about. She had, she expressed it. She had different, traumas in her childhood, and she had, she didn't justify. Nothing justifiable would have a slap. So whatever she explained to me would be ridiculous.
Right.
So you can't justify a slap. Whatever it was something asinine. So
right.
there was nothing that she said that would have justified a slap. But she did articulate where her trigger and her anger comes from, and her siblings even crazier than her. So I don't know what. I don't know what they would.
I'm nothing compared to my sister and brothers. They're just breaking the whole house down.
Yeah, but she's still good at life. Imagine she has all those he has all those emotional issues, but is not good at like life and living and getting his life together. So it's her, but she can probably find somebody, and she could probably,
Yeah. So check this out. What I was going to say. Thanks for sharing that. It definitely
Sure.
It definitely has a lot to do with what we're going to talk about now. And we're going to play a video of I don't even think we should play the video because YouTube is acting real funny right now. No profanity. They're not going to do the profanity. But you guys need to look at the video.
Yeah.
I've seen the video. I watched it 4 times.
Did you ever find out how to do the bleep feature?
What's the bleep feature?
When you're putting up during your video, when you're uploading it, when you record it, bleep out.
Oh yeah. I need to do that.
That's
right?
why we need a producer. Right?
Yeah, we need a producer. Seriously. What's our budget for the producer? Sorry.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a little less than what Gorilla do. Gorilla. Okay. Let's not say anything. Let's watch it again. Look, she's holding her face. She's holding it. Now he grabs her arm. Boom. She slaps her.
Oh,
boom.
He slapped back at her.
Yes, twice. I'll have in the description a link to this fight or this altercation.
Can you describe what it is? Cause
I'm going to describe it. First of all, they're being filmed by some jerk with a camera. And what's happening is Dana White is standing facing his wife. She then puts her head down. Now she's facing they're on the balcony, by the way. They're on a balcony, 2-story balcony at a club. And now her head is down like this. And he's to her left. He's here to her right. And he's standing there and his hands are like this in a very protective stance. So she has her hands over her head and then she turns around and she's like this, looking at him. And then she's while she has her hands over her side of her face looking at him, he's in a very defensive stance. And he has both his hands out. Now she moves her hands from her head down to here to her waist. So now her hands are here by her waist. He now is lightly tapping her hands. And he's speaking to her. And what it looks like he's saying is, calm down. You need to calm down. And that's when she catches him. Boom. She hits him with that right hand. Slaps him square the whole hand. She got her whole, it wasn't her fingertips that hit him. It was her whole hand. Bow! And Dana White, bam, slaps her back. And then, bam,
He didn't
slaps
really
her
catch
again.
it clean, though. She didn't really
No, he didn't catch
yeah.
her clean. He caught her with the fingertips.
Yeah.
First
I
one
thought
fingertips,
it hit her
second
shoulder.
one,
I
yeah,
thought it
yeah,
really
yeah.
got her face.
Yeah, it barely touched her. It was like fingertip slaps, and then there was a push, like, get her away from me. What say you, Doc? This is, by the way, I'm Big Elvis the Chef, and we have,
Dr. Surgeon.
and,
Ulrich.
okay, these are my friends here, okay? They're not friends, but they're individually friends with me, okay? And what say you, Doc? And the Doc, the reason why we call him Doc is because he's an actual MD, for people that didn't know. And Ulrich is an educator, and now I'm in the dispensary business, and I'm a chef, and all that kind of stuff that relates to cannabis in that world. I'm there. What say you, Doc?
It's just a confusing video. I mean, anything could be drawn from that. You know, it's just bad enough in my eyes that, you know, that level of emotional uncontrollability is out there. Like, in other words, if you're in such a, you know, union with somebody, you know, do you guys have enough respect for your union so that the outside world don't know that you have this much trauma inside of what you got going on?
Optics.
Don't you have enough in you enough to reserve that for privacy? You know? So now, there's one thing to be also be said. It's like, from a guy's standpoint, you know, what situation you with where that level of interaction doesn't exist where she would refrain herself from striking out. You know,
Mind you, they've been together since they were 12 years old.
you know.
These are junior high school sweethearts.
So
Married her in 97, 98, something like that.
so all those things, you know, it's like, you know, in her mind, it's like you're marrying your buddy. But I don't think that, you know, she should have striked him, because that's the thing that we already saw. We don't know what happened beforehand, but it shouldn't rise to that. And also, you know, put anything like that. It's almost like there's almost a disregard for what the possibilities are. Less on her part, I would think. Like, you know, if you strike him, if he strikes you back, it's it's never a good look.
Right.
You know, on that part. The only thing is just embarrass your situation. That's what it really comes down to.
Yeah.
What say you, Ulrich?
I think the only thing that could have incited that type of behavior from her was, I think something happened that involved another woman.
The proverbial headpiece was put on his head.
Like, I'm not saying, I'm just saying why. I'm gonna start with the why. I think what started her to actually put hands on her and get physical, I think something happened with something that involved a woman that she found out about. Because what I found is that's usually the start, especially for me, that's usually the situation that started and actually would allow her to bring herself to get that physical, because she was already kind of pissed off about it. Now I think there's no excuse for her putting hands on him, but you said something interesting that they were junior high sweethearts.
Junior high school
the
sweethearts.
fact that they're junior high sweethearts, they're married now, they're so entrenched in each other. She almost has laissez-faire to kind of react crazy on him. he's not really in
Tell
a
me
position.
laissez-faire. I've heard of laissez-faire. I'm the one with the scarf on. I've heard of laissez-faire.
No. I'm sorry, I said the wrong thing. The carte blanche.
The carte blanche. Okay. Very good.
I messed up the French thing. Sorry, well, it's good.
No, it's cool.
Anyway, but so she has the freedom to like kind of act in a certain way where he's such a public figure. Him reacting, even I don't know what the public reaction about him actually responding with the half slaps he did. I don't know how that was even. I'm surprised he's not already canceled just for him reacting, which was pretty much justified. But I don't even know what the public reaction on that is. But the fact that she had the audacity to kind of hit him like that in public and embarrass him. I think it was maybe, I think there was something that he did, and maybe he probably said he wasn't going to do anymore, but he kept doing, because he's Dana White. He's like a billionaire.
Well, he's worth 400 million, 450 mil.
He's whatever to random streetwalkers. He's a billionaire.
Oh yes.
But
yes.
So
I get the. I'm with you. I think this is what you said earlier rings so true to me right now. You had said that the fact that you were in public gave her the gall, so to speak, to become this violent person, and it looked like this has happened many times. The way he was getting defensive. And he tapped his hands on her hand. Like, he's like feeling her out because he knows it's coming. We talking about a man that possibly is getting wheel kicks with this carte blanche that you spoke of a minute ago, where it's getting physical many times. And this is not her first time. And she probably won't do this in a private space. She won't do this in a pub. She only will do this in a public space with alcohol and wants to bring on the show. Like, look at him. He's such a pig. And look at me. I'm such a victim.
Yeah, and I don't mean to stop here. But
no, please.
I don't know if it's his cheating that's perpetuating her acting crazy or her craziness that's perpetuating his cheating. And I don't know if one is making, because I feel like she probably acts up like this commonly.
Yes.
And he probably does, whatever she's acting up about that, the reason she's getting so mad is because he probably does it a lot. I'm just assuming that it's cheating. But whatever it is to make him mad, I assume he did before. I'm just assuming that cheating the thing. But I think a lot of her behavior, her anger, and acting out probably makes him cheat a little more and probably wants to makes him want to get away a little more.
Right.
And probably her like
but is it cheating or is he just exhausting options? Is he sleeping with her?
He probably tells her he's not gonna. That's probably the only thing. He probably tells her he's not gonna.
Right. All right, Doc, I'll give you the last word. What do you got to say about this?
I don't know. It's just really strange. It's sad. I think it's just the fact that they don't have enough respect for their situation, and as a result of that, all the rest of the world is just going to weigh in and make certain type of assumptions. Now, what occurred, it could be very much the norm for them, whatever that is, because she's doing that because he allowed her to do that. And it's not something new. It's a different situation. If it's an acute thing that nothing like this ever happened before, then it's room for, okay, what's going on? What happened? Did he do this? Because say if he cheated, she didn't wait until they're out in a nightclub and then she just suddenly found out.
Right.
So that's not what just happened, So
right.
And it's not like some girl that was by the bar was talking to him. She's that. So it's not that either. So it's something else. It's just undermaking of their relationship, and she gets tipsy, he gets tipsy, something, whatever. But
do you think? Sorry to cut you off.
But none of us care,
Do you think that she's turned on by this? Him getting more aggressive, because there's this woman, we've done a few shows on Kendra G. And Kendra G has these dating shows. And the women on the dating shows have admitted that they like to have hands put on them. That they're a little bit toxic. They want a man who's willing to put them in their place and put hands on them.
No, it's all about if we really get this idea about, what's the relationship that your woman we're going to have with you. So, in a idealistic way, you men are like savages, complete beasts, and this wonderful woman is the only thing that could tame you. And if she could get you to exercise you, get you overreact like that, that's kind of like a semblance of this person that
The power.
Yes.
So
she's showing,
she's showing her power
because one of the things
because
that
she's a $500 million man
Right.
that she's getting to show out in public,
Right.
and put her in her place.
Right. And the thing about it is,
So they probably are still having sex.
Yeah,
I was thinking this is probably a sexless marriage here.
Well, he put her in her place poorly, if that's the case, because that was a weak way to put her in her place. It seems like he didn't even wrangle her fully. He needed help to wrangle her. So whatever sexual attraction she gets from that didn't look. How can she even hear him put her in a place in the club like that? So I don't even know what she. I don't know if it was a. I don't know if it was.
No, it's just a,
Well,
sexual
just the grabbing her up and shutting her down and
it's an
hemming
actual
her up.
emotional rise. Get
But
him
that was
upset.
weak. But that was weak though, because he didn't seem ready for it. Like he didn't
He looked like he didn't want no part of it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what.
And please stop. You need to stop.
So
You need to
you're
stop
saying
what
so
you're
it's a
doing.
one way. You're saying it's a one way
Oh,
attraction.
yes,
That's
yes,
a one way
yes.
sex. So they don't share this like sexual impulse. She just likes to do it. And is he aware of this? That she's just trying to
I'm
get a
sure.
sexual rise
He's been
out
with her
of her?
since she was 12. He knows everything about her.
Well, the one interesting thing is the fact that, was this like a New Year's Eve thing?
Yeah, this is just the other night. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so that's a little bit different. I mean, I just thought about that. Whether or not he actually regularly goes out with her, because that's something different. So they've been together for that long. I mean, it's a different.
New Year's is reserved for the wife.
Maybe.
So you think you're trying to say he's angry that he had to go out with her?
No, he's not angry, but it's just a lot of things. Why you surfing up like I know you don't even want to be here with me.
You know you don't want to be here with me. You're only here because it's New Year's. She started himping at him. Yeah. He's like, yo. He was like that guy that worked for me. Yo, chill. Oh, come on. Oh man, I see Miss Ruth in the chat. I see Christopher Perkins in the track. You guys are all appreciated. Hello everyone, Christopher Perkins. He's like, that's toxic positivity, Big Chef, the Master Chef. Someone else here, Richard. I can't even see that last name. Can you see that? Richard Bate? What's that?
Branch.
Richard Branch. Elvis stealing stars perspective. Thoughts on this topic? Am I? I'm not aware of that. I didn't hear Star's perspective on this today. If he gave one, I wasn't. I did send Star a super chat out of respect, but I did not hear Star's perspective. It's kind of cool to see that we are aligned. So if I have a perspective like Star is giving off, it's only because we're aligned that way, and he's my mentor. And it reminds me of Mr. Beast. The number one YouTuber is Mr. Beast, and like something like 50 million subscribers, something crazy. And Mr. Beast, he has so many businesses going on, from his burger joints to all this kind of stuff he has going on, that he needs to have an assistant. So what he has is an assistant shadow him for 2 years. Then he lets the assistant run a company for him, because he says that person will now know how he will respond. So they just don't say anything for the first couple of months or whatever it is. They just watch him, see what kind of decisions he makes, tap into his brain, and then they start to do and act like him and make decisions. He allows them to make decisions because they watched him so long that they will make these decisions that he would make. So if I have an opinion that Star had, it's only because we're aligned that way. Nothing nefarious, and there's no copycatting going on. Mo Fax. Oh, Mo Fax is in the room. All right.
Shit.
What's up, Mo Fax?
Shit.
How you doing? Yeah, come on. No cursing. You guys know we can't curse on the YouTube streets, because they just released their terms of conditions, and There's still not a clear understanding on the shorts, what you're going to get on the shorts as far as monetization, but you will no longer be monetized for having profanity. And like Ulrich said, we're going to have to I have to go over this, process this, and start bleeping out any times we do the slip of the curse. But the great thing about that is that this is a value for value show. And in this value for value show, you can express yourselves and not wait for YouTube 60 days of monetization that they plan on giving us. What is that? I don't even know. We've done already 30 shows and only one show.
30 shows.
Yeah, we've done over 30 shows and only one of those shows, and that's the show with Ray J. That they've given us monetization for. Every other one has a dollar sign that's yellow. So you can have a dollar sign with an X going over it, which means you're not getting anything. Then there's a dollar sign with a yellow mark, and that yellow mark means you call up YouTube, or you give them an email and you say, please have a human, not an algorithm, look at my show. My show is worthy of monetization. They then take 7 to 14 days to go over your shows. And then they give you the final no. I've sent them 20 episodes that I want that are yellow that I want to be monetized. But what crazy was that when I looked at it on yesterday, they all had an X over the dollar sign. It wasn't even yellow anymore. It's because of the cursing. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. We're gonna just such great shows. But the great thing about that is, not the great thing about that, the caveat in all of this is that you, the listener, have the ability to hit the Cash App, hit the Venmo. The Cash App is Elvis Rosenberg. That's $ Elvis Rosenberg. And the Venmo is Elvis-Rosenberg. And you can express yourself there. Miss Ruth, she's expressed herself many times. And I need you to express yourself too. Hitting the comments, hitting the thumbs up, that's a beautiful thing. Sharing is the #1 way to help us. Hitting the thumbs up, hitting the comment section is always great. But if you were to just share this on your Facebook, share this on your YouTube channel, you have an ability to have on your YouTube channel, you have the community section. You go to the create a post section on your YouTube channel. And by you creating that post, you can actually, when you go to share the video, you go to the copy the link section. So as soon as you press share the video, the first thing that pops up on the left-hand side is copy link. That's when you press that copy link button. You then press the share button one more time. You put it up on your community board. And even if you only got 10 people in your YouTube channel, maybe you have 100 people in your YouTube channel. Maybe you've never put out a YouTube channel episode. You just use it because you want to be subscribed to YouTube. You still have a community section, and this is where we can come in. So think about that. We appreciate you. I love you. I went through my life, guys. I always talk about this with a sibling and a parent that were not able to say I love you to me. I went my whole life and I couldn't get a sibling of mine to say they loved me. I went my whole life. I'm still going through this whole thing with my dad. He doesn't know how to say I love you. And that's okay. That's why I tell you all the time, I love you. You are appreciated. Do we have any last words on this?
No. I think we went through a lot.
Yeah. Well, I'm Big Elvis the Chef Rosenberg.
I'm Ulrich.
Very good.
I'm Doctor the Surgeon.
The People's Doctor. All right? And there'll be more information about the People's Doctor and what the People's Doctor can do for you and a lot of things going on. Ulrich, still no social media and all that stuff. Yeah, but don't forget, he's an educator.
Talk to Elvis. Elvis will talk to me. Talk to Elvis.
Yeah. And if you need to reach us with the email address, it's on the About section on the channel. And let me see, maybe someone else has something cool to say. We have LJ is like regulating over there. True that, pouring. Thank you, Miss Ruth. You're multitasking as we speak. Look at that. Everybody's having a good time in the chat. Nice. We're going to take a 10-minute break and we're coming right back with some more Premium Black News on the Elvis Rosenberg channel. That's Big Elvis, the Chef Rosenberg. This is my network, my channel. These are my friends, and we're here to talk to you. And like I said, I already said it. You know I love you. All right, boom.